Let's start, James, with the goalkeeper. How close are Man U to getting a new goalkeeper, and what does it mean for the future of Andre Onana?
Well, talks are advancing over a £17.3 million deal with Royal Antwerp for their goalkeeper, Senator Lammens. The payment structure is under discussion. We're not expecting personal terms to be an issue here. And it's thought that he's been brought in to add competition to what Manchester United already have right now. Clearly, I think that they would listen to suitable offers for Andre Onana. It's not quite worked out over the course of the 2 seasons he's been there. And considering he's not been fast-tracked back into the first team for the start of the season, despite the fact he was fit, maybe not match fit, but he was fit, tells you something in itself. The fact that Altay Bayindir is the number 1 at this moment in time. I think it's unclear whether Lammens comes in and starts for United straight away. He's just 23 years of age. Clearly he's a player for the future, but clearly he's a player that Ruben Amorim really likes. We've heard that Amorim has tracked this player since when he was at Sporting Lisbon, as well as at Sporting Portugal. So it's unclear who the starting goalkeeper is going to be if and when they now have 4 goalkeepers, 1 Lammens signed, because you've still got Tom Heaton there, Bayindir and Andre Onana. But if they can get a suitable offer for Andre Onana, I'm fairly sure they would consider it.
But if it's unclear that Lammens, he might be a very good goalkeeper, but if it's unclear that he's going to be the number 1, surely if Man United are going to make a change to their goalkeeping department, they want to get someone in who comes in and is the obvious number 1. And there's a certain Gianluigi Donnarumma who's available right now.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like that should be the keeper they're going for. He's proven, he's had a great career up until now, and you know, people are pointing out with Man United they need a midfielder and they need a goalkeeper. So why wouldn't you just go out and get probably one of the best that's available? And he is available right now. So for me, I don't know why they're doing it.
They also need a midfielder, don't they, James? We heard before there were links with Carlos Baleba at Brighton. He was too expensive. Could there still be some movement in that area in the last few days of the window?
There could be, and clearly that's on the list of things that Manchester United would have loved to do this summer, but it wasn't top of the priority list. And unfortunately, there's not been the sales which they'd have hoped for at this stage. I think it would only be possible for them to really go and attack a midfielder in this final days of the window if there were significant sales or reassurances that there will be sales before the end of the deadline. We know Rasmus Hojlund is edging towards a move to Napoli. That will be a loan with an obligation to buy, so clearly not an immediate transaction in terms of 40 million coming in straight away. Anthony, Jadon Sancho, Tyrell Malacia and Alejandro Garnacho still exploring moves away. Nothing has materialised yet. I think that the majority of those players will get moves by Monday night, but there will need to be compromise from the players and from the club in terms of what they want. I don't think they're going to get anywhere close to what they wanted for Garnacho in January, which was around £60 million. They're not going to get anywhere near that because he's a player out of favour who's unlikely to be reintegrated. And clubs like Chelsea know that on deadline day they can probably get a really cut price fee. At the same time, Mainoo could maybe be one to watch in the final few days of this window. He's not featured for United. Ruben Amorim suggests that he's the backup to Bruno Fernandes. Clearly, Bruno Fernandes is going to start virtually every match for Manchester United, every match of significance for Manchester United. So I think it's fair to say, and it's been reported elsewhere, that the club would listen to suitable offers for Mainoo. If they could get big money for Mainoo between now and Monday, that would be pure profit from a profit and sustainability perspective. And maybe they could go after the top target when it comes to their midfielders.
Ruben Amorim basically saying, Miguel, no excuses now. You know, he's made some signings. He's got in the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo. It's time to start delivering.
Yeah, and yet still, I'm not necessarily sure I go that far, because it's like what was so alarming actually about that Fulham performance. I mean, even though it's a 1-1 away draw, it was just the nature of the display. They're really lacking in midfield, and it does. I mean, I've actually written today in the Independent and in the newsletter we do that it maybe caused them to go back in for Baleba, because like they struggle to win the ball and then they struggle to keep it. And I think ideally Amorim would want an athletic player who can carry the ball to the pitch and also a deep lying playmaker. And like I think United would in the far future want that maybe to be Baleba and Wharton. But right now it's created a need for someone like Baleba. But of course Brighton, they're not a club who, I mean, no one's not for sale at Brighton. They just have a price they have to hit. They don't tell you what that price is. And it's up to United whether they go in that strong. But then, of course, if they do that, we are talking about huge expenditure. Now, it could be argued that Amorim is, and I think it's a fair argument, that Amorim has taken over a club that is at the end of a decade of recruitment without kind of shape, without direction, and they have to make these changes. But equally, I mean, like I remember hearing a story last year that Liverpool really liked Amorim, but they realised
He's been so brilliant in the Premier League. He's still got plenty to give. I think he's a reliable set of hands. And I think the United defenders would much rather have Tom Heaton there than maybe the other two goalkeepers.
Mina, let's start with Rasmus Hojlund, shall we? Because he's wanted by Napoli, and it looks like it could be getting close. But is it going to take a significant investment to get him there?
It is very close, and it is a significant investment, but it's one that Antonio Conte has been so strong about, because obviously he lost Kvaratskhelia and he wasn't adequately replaced, so it caused a little bit of tension at the time with...
Carlos Baleba has got 3 years left on his contract. Brighton have got the option to extend that for a further year. They don't want to sell. They've got no intention of selling. And because of his contract situation, they are under no pressure to sell as well. And I think also the price would be pretty prohibitive to
Manchester United fans will be throwing things at the screen now, won't they, saying Donnarumma, Donnarumma.
Yeah, but again, you know, United would need to sell a goalkeeper before they bring somebody else in.
Big statement for Onana not even being in the squad and being fit against Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, big statement, but Ruben Amorim said that had nothing to do with a potential transfer. It was just that